Hello everyone, my name is Amber. Welcome back to my channel, Amber Reads Romance. Today I'm going to be doing a quick recommendation video for one of my favorite tropes, which is fake dating. So this is a big trope. I think it's really popular in contemporary romance now. Sometimes I think it's really well done. Sometimes it's a little cliche. So these are some of my top favorite ones. Tried to give a little bit of a variety here. I'm gonna probably just do about 6 because I do talk a lot in my videos. Want to keep these a little bit quicker for you. Probably gonna be doing another fake dating video because I had quite a bit of recs that I wanted to add. So let's just dive into some of my favorite fake dating. I'm sure you guys know what fake dating is. It's pretty obvious. It's in the title. Usually it's a fake relationship, fake engagement, whatever, that is beneficial to one or both parties. And then of course things happen and they fall in love. It's an HEA. That's why it's romance. So let's go into some of my tops. So one of my favorite books that I've read this year, and I think it's such an amazing fake dating storyline, has one of my favorite heroes, and that is Twisted Lies by Huang. I love this book. I think it's my favorite out of the Twisted series. Christian Harper is such a badass. He's a billionaire. You have a billionaire, Christian Harper, and then you have Stella. And he's been pretty interested in Stella, almost not full stalker, but he's pretty obsessed with her. And she lives in his building, and he basically kind of even helps her with lower rent and everything, if she waters his plants and all that kind of stuff, which already seems kind of weird if he's like this billionaire. He owns like a security company. He's, got a lot of connections, and he's very touch her and you die kind of hero. But what ends up happening is, and I'm sorry if you can see my ring light here, but what ends up happening is Stella is an influencer, and she noticed that a lot of her competition, they're like in relationships and they're getting more, followers, and, they're growing their channel like better because they're in a relationship with like another, influencer. So she was thinking about doing a fake relationship to kind of get over her like plateau that she's in. She's very successful. She's involved with like design and all that kind of stuff. She actually wants to be a designer, but she's just kind of stuck doing this. But she basically needs a fake dating kind of situation. Christian basically offers to help her and fake date her because he needs somebody to go to events with him and all that kind of stuff. And I'm sure it doesn't hurt that he's obsessed with her. And also she has a stalker, and the stalker starts coming back into the picture once he sees all these pictures of her with another man now out of nowhere. The stalker had been kind of disappeared for a couple years, so she thought maybe it was okay. He's actually got into her building and into her room before, so Christian basically has her move in with him, and so it's a forced proximity, and they just fall really hard for each other. And Christian is just so freaking hot, billionaire, touch her and you die. I love him. He's one of the tops for me, and this was such a fun little fake dating romance. The next one I'm going to give is one you've probably heard of and seen everywhere. I think it's probably the first fake dating I ever read, and that was The Deal by Elle Kennedy. I actually kind of want to reread this again. I never finished, continue with the series. I only read The Deal, and I have the rest of it, so I need to read those books. But I absolutely love The Deal. I haven't read it for a few years now. Be an interesting reread because I just remember just loving it. It was so just well done and easy, and just like this sweet kind of comfort read. I don't know, I just really loved it. And in this you have Garrett and Hannah, and Garrett is I believe the captain of the hockey team at their college, and his GPA is really struggling, and he knows Hannah's doing really well in this class that he's having a hard time in, and so he wants her help, and she just doesn't really have time in her schedule. She doesn't want to deal with it. She doesn't really want to have to do this, but she's finally kind of interested in the guy, and he's just not even noticing her. And so Garrett kind of comes up with an idea that they can fake date to get that guy's attention, and then that way she can also help him with his class and build up his GPA. And what ends up happening is kind of a sexual, almost like lessons in seduction kind of thing too, because Garrett tries to help her sexually because there is some past trauma. So just be aware of that when you read this book. But Garrett falls hard. Like, he falls first. He is interested. He really wants her. And I just love that. I love that type of hero. And I just thought this was just so fun. It's a really great, college book, and the perfect fake dating book that I've read, at least. And I just love this relationship. So I would definitely recommend this one as an intro if you've never read a fake dating romance. This was my intro to it, and quickly after that I read a lot. So love the deal. So the next book I read, I think this last year, but it was such a sweet, feel-good kind of romance, and that is Funny Feelings by Tarah Dewitt. And this is a really interesting romance. I really liked it. It was between a female comic and her manager, and there's an age gap there, and she's like, they're very close friends, and he's also her manager. And so she's a female comic, and she is trying to get on this new comedy tour with these other female comedians. But they want her to kind of have a fake dating thing to bring attention to her on their tour, and also bring her more publicity and kind of just add that extra thing. A couple of them have that, so they already are kind of fake dating or have somebody really famous that they're with. And so they kind of offer, they say, why don't you fake date Meyer, or we can get this person, like another celebrity. And so they come to agreement to fake date, but they're very concerned in doing this because they have been pining for each other for years and years. Meyer is also a single dad, and she's very close with his daughter. She can do sign language so that she's able to actually communicate with his daughter, and they're just very close. And so they kind of come to this fake dating, and they're trying to kind of hold back how much they are already in love with each other. They are deeply in love with each other, been pining. It's a very big mutual pining. I just found it very, very sweet. It was one of the sweetest fake dating relationships I've ever read. And I really love the female comedian aspect of this book. I thought it was really, really funny. She's kind of one of those crass female comedians, so be aware of her comedy going in. It's going to be kind of in your face kind of comedy, but I loved it. So I would definitely recommend that one. One of my 6-star reads from this year is one of the best fake dating I've read, and that is The Right Move by Liz Tomforde. Liz Tomforde is getting amped right now, and I'm telling you, I loved Mile High, and I love The Right Move. I can't wait for the next book in this series, but this is a fake dating. It's between Ryan Shea, who is a pro NBA basketball player, and he is the brother of the heroine in the first book. And the heroine in the first book was a stewardess for a hockey team. And her friend that was doing that with her was Indy. And Indy has been in this long-term relationship since high school. And she found out her boyfriend was cheating on her. And so they ended things, and it's been very devastating for her. So she didn't really have anywhere to go. She couldn't really afford to any of the places she was in the city. So his sister basically asked him to let her live with him. So he doesn't want to. He's very reluctant, but he does a lot for his sister. So he lets her move in, and she's very attractive. He's very not into relationships. He's very cut off, and he's all about being a basketball player and everything. But his manager is kind of looking down on him because he's the new captain of the team, and he wants him to be a family man, a team member, not just so cut off and just about the game. And so he basically ends up kind of saying him and Indy were dating, and Indy was kind of what at first, but she has to go to this wedding from one of her friends, and they're all still friends with her ex because they were all friends in high school and college together. So she agrees to this so he can go to the wedding with her, and then that way she won't feel so, you know, insecure and stressed out about this. So it's a forced proximity. They're living in the same place. The thing that made this so beautiful was Ryan Shea. He's top book boyfriend material, and he does so many like little things for Indy that shows that he cares. He's just so loving, like those daily things of like paying attention to what the person needs and giving it to them. And I just really love them. They had insane chemistry, and it was really fun and angsty, and it was just such a perfect fake dating romance. Okay, so the last one I have is an interesting one. This is Feral Sins, and this is a paranormal like shifter romance. So this is the first book in the series, the Phoenix Pack, and honestly it's like my favorite one. I don't think any of the others kind of held up to this first book. And this is with shifters, so there is the fated mates and all that kind of stuff. So this is kind of like a fake dating but also fake mates. And it's between Trey and Taryn, and Taryn is actually like a latent. She can't shift, so like she's viewed like less than in the shifter community, and she does not want to be like engaged to this one guy that her father is trying to push her onto. So she basically goes to Trey, and they come to this agreement to basically pretend like they're fake mates or like fake dating, so that things will look good for his pack, because he is like a newer pack. They separated from their families, like the original pack, because of things that happened. So Trey's, you know, the alpha of this pack, and so he thinks that this will be good for him. And so they kind of fake date, fake mate, but guess what? They're fated mates. So I love this. It's super sexy. I love the creation of this world and this Phoenix Pack. I just really, it was such a great romance. These, I don't know if they're still available, but I listened to this on Read and Listen for free on Amazon. If you have Kindle Unlimited, you can get that for Audible. So I listened to this on audiobook, and I really loved it. Ended up buying a copy. So I would definitely recommend this. It's a little bit different of a fake dating situation since they are shifters and mates. So those are my fake dating recs for this video. I'm sure I'm going to be posting some more soon. Thank you so much for watching this. If you can, please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.